Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's another movie review. This time it's a horror movie from 1973, The Legend of Hell House. It's a 1973 British supernatural horror movie starring the late great Roddy McDowall, Pamela Franklin, Clive Revill, and Gail Hunnicutt. Of this, I know of Roddy McDowall, of course, from his movies. The Planet of the Apes series. He was in all four. Sorry, he was in four except for one of the five movies that were there from the 60s and 70s, and he was also in the the short-lived television show as well. And of course, he was in Fright Night, and I think many other movies. But this is what I know him, and I'm fond of his performance from Planet of the Apes especially, and of course, Fright Night as well. So. The movie Legend of Hell House, the only reason why I decided to watch this movie is because I actually saw just the cover of the movie, of the DVD Blu-ray on someone's website, and a brief write-up about the movie, and I thought, okay, sounds like something I'd be interested in, and I watched it. So we have this movie with basically Dr. Lionel Barrett. He is a physicist and he's a skeptic. He does not believe in ghosts and supernatural things. He is enlisted by an eccentric millionaire named Mr. Dutch, a very old gentleman, a rich old gentleman, to make an investigation into survival after death in a house which is supposed to be haunted and it has never been refuted. This is known as the Belasco House, which is supposed to be one of the most famous haunted house in the movie, at least. It was owned by a huge giant of a man named Emmerich Belasco, a 6'5" perverted millionaire who used to kill a lot of people, and he had orgies and tortures done at his home. It's a big old house. And the house is supposed to be haunted by several spirits, probably the victims of this man. So Barrett is not really into it, but at the same time it's a lot of money. I think 100,000 pounds is, I think, really what he said, just to go and live there for a week and prove that there is life after death, or there isn't life after death. He brings along his beautiful wife Anne, played by Gail Hunnicutt, absolutely ravishing young, for that time, pretty young, awesome looking dame. And there are two mediums also, one a mental medium and a spiritual minister, Florence Tanner, and physical medium, Benjamin Franklin Fisher, who is supposed to be the only survivor of an investigation conducted 20 years ago in the same house. So they arrive just the week before Christmas Eve, and Barrett is especially rude towards Florence because he doesn't believe in the surviving personalities of the spirits, and that they can interact with the physical world and stuff, but he believes that it's nothing other than unfocused electromagnetic energy, and he has developed a machine that he feels will rid the house of this energy, and therefore things will become normal. It will become just like a normal house. Let me move this camera a little bit. Florence immediately starts getting, feeling some of the physical or the supernatural phenomena. Barrett is when she has a quarrel with Tanner, Barrett is attacked by invisible forces, and she is visited in her room by the spirit of what she thinks is Daniel Belasco, who is the son of what's his name? Not Jerome Belasco. Jerome Belasco is from Frasier. What is this guy's name? Emmerich Belasco. Anyhow, Anne Barrett, who is just along there for the ride, she is subjected to kind of like erotic visions, and basically she's ignored by her husband, who's always into his work. She is seemingly possessed, and she goes downstairs in a trance and disrobes in front of Fisher, and he slaps her, strikes her, that she is knocked back into consciousness. So she's ashamed and she runs back. Fisher seems to be having this ability of having a mental shield around him, a psychic shield, but when he drops it, he's actually attacked. Florence, meanwhile, tries to contact, and she seems to be getting a feel for the personality that is contacting her, which is Daniel. The personality, the spirit that is contacting her, and she believes that he was the tormented son of Velasco, Daniel, and she finds a human skeleton behind a wall. They take the body and they bury it, thinking that once they do that, a proper funeral is done, the the personality will actually stop coming in. However, the spirit continues to haunt Florence, even possessing a cat, and it attacks her. Um, Finally, she gives up, and when he tries to get into her bed, the spirit seemingly she gives herself to the entity sexually, and her body is possessed basically. Uh, Barrett meanwhile works on his on the machine. Florence tries to destroy it, thinking because she's possessed. However, she is prevented. She goes into the There's a chapel in the house, and she goes into it trying to warn the spirits. However, she is crushed by a falling crucifix, and she leaves a symbol, draws a symbol in her blood before she passes away. Barrett activates the machine. However, there's a violent attack by the spirits, and he is killed. Fisher and Anne are the only two ones remaining, and they try to find the clue. They're using the clue. They find that there is a hidden door, and they find the body of Velasco, and that he actually wasn't a giant. He was actually a much shorter man, and he had stunted legs that were damaged and stuff. So he was he was so egoistic that he decapitated he decapitated his legs and had lengthier false legs fitted so that he appeared to be much taller than he actually was. So on finding this, Fisher starts rebuking the spirits and calling him a son of a whore, and telling him that he wasn't a tall man. He was just a he was pathetic and all that. What were you, only like 5 feet, and all that stuff. And they discover when they are able to find the room, and then they take out the prosthetic legs, and then they destroy it. And once they destroy it, the spirit seemingly leaves the house completely free of it, and they activate the machine. The entire thing is completely destroyed, and they feel that the spirits of Barrett and Florence can now lead Daniel Velasco to the afterlife without any fear. And Emmerich Velasco to the afterlife without any fear. And Fisher and Anne leave the house as the credits roll. It was not as scary as I was hoping to be. In fact, it isn't kind of scary at all. There's a few scenes that, the 70s had these really atmospheric presence about them. That's the thing I can make. They always chose some of the best locations. The house, particularly, a lot of cobwebs here and there. There isn't any nudity in the movie, even though Gail Honeycutt, who was supposed to be a sex pot, brunette sex pot from that era. However, she is mostly clothed in this movie. As is, both the women are beautiful, let me tell you that. Pamela Franklin and Gail Honeycutt were awesome to look at in their youth. But of course, nobody stays young forever, but they were amazingly beautiful and sexy. It is kind of slow. There's a lot of repetitive scenes kind of things, and it doesn't really pay off in the end. So there isn't a. It's not. It doesn't actually really scare you. I was kind of disappointed. I would give this movie a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's really worth watching a second time. So I was a little bored here and there. So, however, it did feel like watching Roddy McDowall once again after all this time. When I say all this time, I do watch Planet of the Apes movies every couple of years or so. All the 5 movies. wasn't really. I was expecting a lot more, but didn't know anything about the movie in the first place. But still, just happened to think that it was going to be something really good. So yeah, 6 out of 10. May, that's basically it. But yeah, I don't really remember these two women from anything else. But yes, Gail Honeycutt and Pamela Frankel were, did brighten up the movie quite a bit here and there. So that's it, guys. That's my review for this particular movie. I hope everybody's staying safe during COVID-19. We are in lockdown, and I'll see you again pretty soon.